Hello, my name is Paris and I'm giving a persuasive speech on free contraceptives. I want to cover 3 specific points that include public health, economics, and human rights. Do you want to protect your health, save money, and plan your future on your own terms? Well, access to contraceptives plays a crucial role in making that possible. Yet for many, that access remains limited. As a young woman who cares about my reproductive health, I have not only researched but also experienced the real-life impact and access of contraceptives. But it is not just a personal issue. It is a public issue that affects our health systems, our economy, and our fundamental human rights. Today, I will argue that providing free contraceptives is needed because it improves public health, saves money for both individuals and the healthcare system, and it respects reproductive rights for everyone, especially women. Let's begin with the most universal reason: public health. The limited access to contraceptives contributes to unintended pregnancies and teen pregnancies, abortion, maternal mortality, health complications, and increase of sexually transmitted infections. The American College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists explain that unintended pregnancies and abortion rates are higher in the United States than in most other developed countries. And low-income women have disproportionately high rates. Currently, 49% of pregnancies are unintended. By reducing this, then we can avoid and reduce abortion. Another source from Washington University proves this from conducting their own study by giving out free birth control, and they reported that this cuts abortion rates by a range of 62 to 78% compared to the national rate. Implementing accessible contraceptives to all can help reduce the number of unintended pregnancies, lower abortion rates, and help decrease health complications and the spread of STIs. This reduction sends less women to the hospital, which would help with economic savings. On the topic of money, we can move on to why making contraceptives free would help us save money in the long run. By reducing the unplanned pregnancies, complications, and abortion, we can lower the cost of healthcare. The Joint Economic Committee provides facts that say in 2022, the U.S. has spent $21 billion on births, abortions, and miscarriages. They also explained how if the government were to make more investments in birth control, it could save us up to $10.5 billion. Lowering the cost saves money for those who are in poverty, homeless, or even orphans. In my own audience analysis questionnaire, I asked a random selection of college students, both men and women, if they believe costs prevent some people from accessing contraceptives. 100% of them said yes. I think that this shows that most of the U.S. would agree that there is difficulty accessing contraceptives for some, due to the cost of it. Beyond the economic benefits, access to birth control is also deeply tied to the broader issue of reproductive rights. Access to free birth control is not just a health or financial issue. It's fundamentally about personal freedom. When individuals can make informed decisions about if and when to have children, they are better equipped to plan their futures, pursue education and careers, and live healthier, more empowered lives. The National Library of Medicine presented a study in Colorado where exposure to the Colorado Family Planning Initiative at high school ages was associated with a 1.8 to 3.5% point population level increase in women's on-time bachelor's degree completion, which represent a 6 to 12% increase in women obtaining their degrees. Making contraception free removes a critical barrier and affirms the right of every person to control their own reproductive choices without interference. The Murphy administration in New Jersey stands on how our reproductive health care should be based on science, not politics. Ensuring both reproductive rights and healthcare access is essential to creating a fair and inclusive society. While many support access to free contraceptives, the British Broadcasting Corporation says that some argue that this places an unfair financial burden on taxpayers. and some argue that there are potential health risks due to hormonal contraception. They question whether promoting the use of it would be in our public's best interest. While it is important to acknowledge all the side effects from these medications, majority of those who use it do it safely under medical guidance. Typically, birth control is prescribed. If medication or hormonal contraception is frowned upon, there is always other options. There's male and female condoms, diaphragms, copper IUDs, surgery, cervical caps, etc. All of those are non-hormonal. The point is to allow people to make their own decisions on how they control their reproductive life. To conclude, providing free contraceptives offers significant public health benefits. By reducing unintended pregnancies and spread of sexually transmitted infections, it also leads to economic savings by lowering healthcare and social service costs. Most importantly, it upholds and respects our reproductive rights, ensuring everyone has control over their bodies and futures. Reproductive freedom should not be a privilege for some, it's a right for all.